So I almost never felt anxious until I had children.
What is anxious? What does that mean?
A preoccupation with fears.
Is like afraid, just being afraid, or what is?
Yeah, I would say a preoccupation with fears that are kind of interfering with what you're doing.
And is it like?
So would be one way to.
Can you be anxious and be justified in your anxiety, or does it usually?
Sure.
When people talk about anxiety, they talk about.
Well, there's clinical anxiety. Right, which there's an episode on my podcast.
Okay, what's that called
Lila's
again?
podcast,
You have a
YouTube
podcast?
channel, a conversation with Dr. Erin Cariotti, Overcoming Anxiety.
So so anxiety. So you just feel afraid. Why don't they just call it fear? Well, there's
clinical anxiety, which you can get actual mental health treatment for, and then there's like general anxieties you may feel.
This is going to be a clip where Matt tries to understand what anxiety means.
But have you never felt? You don't get nervous often, huh? It's not in your nature. Because it wasn't in mine until I had kids.
Do I get nervous?
Which I think is like a
There's times
thing.
I get nervous for sure.
Oh, really?
But is that what anxiety is? Nervousness?
An experience of nervousness can be called an experience of anxiety. Yes, I think so. Yeah, you feel anxious about. I think
nervous.
Anxiety can be a synonym. Like a synonym. Anxiety can be a synonym for nervous, for sure.
Because it seems like you watch movies from 40 years ago or something. They would talk about their nerves are shot. You know,
it's called anxiety.
But people don't say that today. They use a different word. They say anxiety.
That's interesting. They say anxiety today. They don't say their nerves are shot.
You didn't have to make fun of me. Crap. Fear, though, is fear the same thing as anxiety?
It can be another synonym.
Thomas
for anxiety.
Aquinas talks about anxiety. I should do a whole thing on that.
That's interesting.
He does address anxiety, and I think he talks about it.
Should have done that on my podcast.
It feels like you have a podcast.
Lila's podcast.
He says it's like being confined. It's this experience of feeling confined and suffocating.
Fear or anxiety?
Anxiety, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting. I might be mistaken. Look that up Thursday. Yeah, they can all be. I mean, they all have their technical different definitions, and then they mean different things in the medical setting too.
That which weighs. I muted myself again. That which weighs on the mind. Stop.
I don't know. Did you experience any anxiety after COVID?
I love that you want to keep talking. Because I love talking to you and I want to keep going, but I also don't want to just
that which. Sorry, I got it.
Did I experience nervousness after COVID? Is that what you said?
Or anxiety during COVID?
No.
And afterwards, no. Because you didn't really follow any COVID regs.
Never.
Yeah.
No. And here in Steubenville, when I moved here, people were, not really caring about the mask thing. Okay, here's what I think anxiety might mean.
I found it.
Okay.
It was just there was an ad for Dr. Han.
Let me just...
that which weighs on the mind so as to make escape seem impossible.
Boom. That's good. That's Thomas Aquinas.
I was interested in what you were going to say about COVID, but we can wrap up.
So here's what I think. When I go to an airport, I feel a low-level anxiety of do I have my ticket? Do I have my passport? Is that what anxiety is? Where you kind of you feel somehow constricted and not free? Is that what that means?
I mean, if it's ongoing, I think so.
So no, I don't think I've felt anxiety. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.